Hey, what's up guys? It's your boy Amped Angelo coming at you with the new video. Today, we're gonna be talking how I overcame my nicotine addiction. This is a very hot topic because nowadays vapes and Zen pouches and all these different products containing nicotine are very popular. And I just wanted to go over what I did to overcome that addiction. Just to preface, every now and then, like 99.9% of the time, I don't do nicotine, but for celebratory reasons, like if I'm out of state, I might have a cigar, if I'm, celebrating something with the boys, I might do a Zen pouch. It's not like something where I'm doing it all the time, like I was, like every 10 minutes of every single day. But nowadays, maybe once every other month, I'll partake in something like that. Anyways, back in high school, sophomore or junior year is when I started vaping. I started vaping with a device called a Soren Raindrop or something like that, I think it's called. And I saw people have these things, and I saw people have Juuls in school. And I remember it was a big thing in the bathroom stalls. People can't be juuling in the bathroom stalls. If you see one, you report them right to the office. And I remember that was a huge thing. There was even drug testing for nicotine in my high school if you're playing a sport. That's how big it was. That's how big the problem was, is that they started doing drug testing at my school. But fast forward a couple weeks, I bought myself a Soren Raindrop, and I bought myself some e-liquid from the local store, and I tried it, and I was hooked. I was addicted. It took no time, and I regret that a lot. The reason why it happened mostly was because my friend circle they were all vaping too. So I was just like, okay, well, they're vaping, so it's kind of the cool thing. I didn't really think about the adverse health effects of it. How it could affect my lungs, how it could affect my breathing, anything like that, my blood pressure. I had no idea. I did not care. I just thought it was water vapor with a little bit of juice in it, with a little bit of flavor. I didn't really think too much of it. So just started vaping and vaping and vaping. And I did that for a long time. And I remember when Ohio actually changed their law, so you couldn't actually get nicotine at the age of 18 anymore. They moved it up to 21, and that's right when I turned 18, they changed that to 21. So I'm actually thankful that happened, because I would have been able to get my hands on nicotine anytime I wanted. But since they moved it to 21, it actually really prevented me from doing it as much, because I couldn't get my hands on it. I would have to go to someone to fucking go to the gas station and get me something, which I was too lazy for that shit. So I was just like, nah, I'm not doing that. So yeah, I was vaping for years, and then they did that. So during college, I was 18 years old, and they changed it. And so throughout college, I got my hands on some stuff every now and then, some vape cartridges and shit. But for the most part, I was run dry, and I couldn't really get anything, which was good. But fast forward a little bit, when I turned 21. So when I turned 21, it's very on and off. So I could get my hands on stuff, and right now I'm 23, about to turn 24. So this was a couple years ago. And right when I turned 21, I started getting into Zen pouches. Zen pouches are probably the healthiest thing you could do in terms of administering nicotine into your bloodstream. It doesn't affect your lungs. You might get mouth cancer from it, but it's far better than tobacco, I believe. But Zen pouches, you can either buy 3 milligrams or 6 milligrams. And the Zen pouch, like the snus pouch, those originated in, I believe, Switzerland? I think Switzerland, I believe. So those came over to the United States, and they're a big hit now. Everyone does fucking Zen now. and they're actually pretty nice, to be honest. Like, my favorite flavor was the chill and the smooth. I didn't actually like the flavored ones because they would upset my stomach for some reason. I'm not sure why. Some chemical that they make to enhance the flavor, I guess, affected my stomach. So how I overcame this addiction by not even doing it anymore, or maybe once every other month, basically the way I do it is that I just think about, all right, me as a person, right? I operate off of dopamine. There's a certain amount of dopamine in my brain that I get every single day. Now, if I waste this bowl of dopamine on Zen pouches, on nicotine, or anything like that, then I am removing dopamine that I could be using for other things in life that are real, that are tangible. Like having a good bowl of fucking soup. Like having a good bowl of cereal. Having a fucking good ass cannoli. You know? Having something good. Achieving something. Getting a YouTube subscriber. Making a buttload of money. Like something like that. When you hop off of nicotine and something like that happens to you, whether it be small or big, it feels better when you do something good. Like me making this video right now. If I was on nicotine, I wouldn't enjoy it as much because my bowl of dopamine, my supply, would be used towards nicotine. The nicotine would would eat away my dopamine, pretty much. You get what I'm saying. So if you think about it like that, then it's far easier to say, oh, I'm not gonna do nicotine because I can actually replace it with something else in my life. And I believe that's true. I believe you can replace it with something in your life, whether it be a hobby or anything like that, because you can replace that dopamine. And if it's something you really enjoy, then it can replace it completely. Another thing that mentally helped me is that when I think of myself as a person, I think of myself as someone that needs longevity, and if I'm doing nicotine, I'm not supplying that longevity that I need to be successful in life. So if I think about myself in about 30 years, let's say I'm 50 years old, 55 years old, right? And I've been doing nicotine my entire life versus not doing nicotine at all for the next 30 years. How would I stack up against myself? How would I stack up? Would I be healthier? Probably 99% yes. The chances of me being healthier in 30 years if I didn't do nicotine, astronomically better. So I think about it like that. I also think about, like, what if I became the perfect version of myself? If I became the best Angelo I can possibly be, would it be someone that does Zen pouches every single day and pops one in? No, that wouldn't be me. That wouldn't be Angelo. That would be someone else. That would be someone who's an addict. And I say addict because that is the perfect word to use. It's someone who's addicted to something. And if you're addicted to nicotine, you have to have it every single day, right when you wake up, before you go to bed, before a meal, after a meal, before, your kid's soccer game, before your kid's football game. You gotta have it. You have to have it. And if you have to have something that doesn't necessarily improve your life, and you have to have that constantly, then it's not something that's worth it, in my opinion, especially if it has health complications. So all in all, pretty much a summary of all that is that I put a negative connotation to everything nicotine does, whether it zaps my dopamine, whether it takes away from other things in life. Also, monetarily, it's a bad financial habit. You know, Zen pouches are freaking expensive, $5 to $6 per can. Vapes are expensive too. Vape jewels are freaking expensive as hell. I mean, if you're doing a jewel pod, like, let's say you smoke a jewel pod every 3 or 4 days, that's like fucking $10-20 every 3 days, I think. I don't even know how much those are, but they're expensive and you're wasting money on them if you're addicted. But that pretty much wraps up this video. I mean, if you guys have any thoughts in the comments down below, put them down there. And full disclaimer, I am not addicted to nicotine at all, but let's say I am on a fucking like vacation or something, and you know, I'm on the fucking beach, you know, a Zen pouch wouldn't fucking hurt anything. It just enhances the good time that I'm already in. If I'm out here working in the job site and like I need any sliver of fucking dopamine I can get, I'm not gonna waste it on some nicotine. You know what I mean? You know, you can have a celebratory cigar, but as long as you're not doing it every fucking day, every single week, and you're not abusing it, that's the key word, you're not fucking abusing the drug, then you're good. Then it's not going to have as much of a health defect, and you're not going to be, you know, you're not going to have lung cancer at the age of 40. You know what I'm saying? Anyways, that's going to wrap up this video. If you, whatever thoughts you have in the comments down below, put them there. I appreciate you guys like and subscribe for more content like this. See you later.